So you're in the seat, your feet are well and truly under the desk. Could you just demystify a little bit about what a typical day in the life of a DG looks like? I think any DG has said to me, if you think you know the workload of a DG, double it and then some. How's your typical day these days?
Oh, it depends. I hope to not get this wrong because Emma's here. She knows precisely what I do most days. I'll sleep in.
Excellent.
We play a bit of pong when I get in.
Yep.
No, there's a big. I must admit, it's and all DJs are different, but I'll get up reasonably early. I'm touching the mic. I'm sorry, tech guys. I'll go for a walk early, and the phone starts ringing about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
5:30.
And which is a good thing. So you start taking phone calls about the issues of the day. You'll spend a bit of time just prior to that before you go on your walk. I don't know why I'm talking generically, before I go on the walk, around what's in the media. So, what are the Courier Mail and others talking about? Because that might then trigger the questions or the phone calls you subsequently get. So the phone starts ringing early. You've generally got a fairly full day of meetings. Depends on sort of what the cabinet committee architecture looks like that week. Do we have anything on? The Premier's pretty self-sufficient, so you'll get maybe a phone call a day from the Premier. He's actually very good. In the DPC role, and this was the bit that I hadn't picked up until I went to, and Jess Collins is here. She knows all about this. I didn't pick this up until I went to South Australia. You do a lot of pastoral care for your fellow DGs, but in particular the ministers. So there's lots of phone calls you get from ministers that aren't yours.
Yes.
Though having said that, it is the Premier and Cabinet, so I guess they're all mine. So you'll get a number of phone calls, and then you get all your stakeholder stuff. So I spend a lot of time on the phone, extraordinary amount of time on the phone, lots of meetings, the odd Cabinet committee meeting, but lots of phone calls around issues that are, and you do a level of calibration. Someone will ring, particularly from the private sector. I'm picking on Sally Stannard. Something's happening in transport. Sally won't approve this. You then make a phone call and find that Sally's being outrageously reasonable, and we try and broker a solution with the private sector. But you do a lot of that stuff. So lots of cat herding.
Yep.
And then the probably the meat and potato stuff that truly matters is, and there are people in here. Rachel is here, and I've seen a number of people from the Cabinet Office part of the department. Just the sheer volume and importance of all of the Cabinet documents that'll come through either the Cabinet room or the Cabinet Committee room to keep the business of government moving. That stuff is particularly important, and DPC and Treasury with our friends in PSC play a really key role in keeping that moving and providing good general advice to keep everything on the straight and narrow. And it does matter. Decisions of government matter, and for line agencies, you want them. You want people to be decisive and quick, and we play a very key role in moving that. So then, any other spare time you've got, it's sort of trying to make sure that the Cabinet agenda for Monday is well formulated and the documentation is moving through in a way it should. In fairness, I probably don't do a lot of that because it's well done by the staff in DPC, but that's the sort of day in the life of lots of, you get invited to a lot of things, and I think it's important, and so this is where I get to encourage the public service. I think it's important that you get out and about, so I'll do my best throughout a week to try and get to a number of external events. I think our role is to deliver for Queenslanders, and it's hard to do that if you're not engaging with them. So I'll try and get to as many things as I'm invited to.
Wonderful.